Welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into the guts of this episode, we've got some messages brought to you by our partners. Kicking off with Thompson's Tea. These are the cronies behind Punjana Tea. These guys be bringing you tea 24/7 no matter what. They don't take time off from getting tea to your mouth. They just are nutters for tea. And you can taste it in Punjana's tea. Punjana is Northern Ireland's #1 selling tea, which anywhere else around the world might just be like, you might be quite indifferent to that, but you know that the only thing that unites people here throughout our terrible past is tea. I think we can all agree that a nice cup of tea is a great thing, and Punjana are top of the pops, top of the game. Any other tea brands that, are thinking about getting in touch with us, you know what? Don't. Because we're Punjana guys. We're fueled by it on this podcast, and Punjana and the Thompson family just want you to keep drinking it. There's no promo code, there's no discount, no referral code. Just keep drinking Punjana tea. I know I do. By the way, I do that for my son, so I'll have a drink of something and go, and then he does it, and I think it's cute. But then very recently, I think I was at a gig and forgot that is not, the gig venue is not my house, and none of the other comedians are my son. So I was drinking a coffee backstage and kept going, and then realised that I shouldn't do that out of the house. We're also sponsored by Manscaped. Pubes are like pets. Some people have them, some people don't. Some people have them and don't take care of them. And look, here's what I'm trying to say. If you have pubes, you need to take care of them. Or if you're someone who just doesn't want anything down there, Manscaped have you covered. They're the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. They have the likes of this, which is the Lawnmower 4.0. Wireless charging. I don't even know how wired charging works, so I'll be damned if I know how wireless charging works, but it just does. Who do we use this on? Do we use this on someone? There's hairs on top of this? Jordan. No, he brought his own razor. Someone from the Dan or Mike in between recordings have been giving themselves a bit of a shape up. Someone had there, right or wrong, there's hairs on that.
Yeah, there's hairs on that. They look a bit reddish. I'm not trying to say it's Mike or Dan, I'm just saying they're a bit reddish.
So Manscaped are the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. They've got the perfect performance package, the Lawnmower 4.0, ball cleanser, ball deodorant, ball wipes. Take care of your downstairs. It's a bit like your house. I always say there's no point in having, some from Grand Designs in the top floor if the basement looks like shit. So take care of your pubic hair. Manscaped.com. Use the code teawithme for 20% off and free shipping. Take care. It's coming into the cold weather, and I know some guys think it's cool to have a bit of a bush down there going into winter. Though we've moved on. Can we please move on? Let's move on from that. So we're sponsored by Manscaped. Tea with me for 20% off and free shipping. Let's get into this episode. Did I mention Patreon? Patreon.com/teawithmepodcast in the bio. My guest is a guy he's been on the podcast many times. Mm-hmm. Many times. And every once in a while we'll say, what guest do you really enjoy coming on? He's always near the top. Which is ironic because he likes the bottom. He is Aaron. What's your middle name? Muriel.
No.
Aaron Muriel Butler.
Yep.
But isn't it something weird though? We talked about this recently.
It's just Mitchell.
No, it's not.
It is.
Aaron Mitchell Butler.
Yes.
Why is it Mitchell?
I don't know. Mum likes EastEnders or whatever. I genuinely don't know. I don't know
Aaron
what.
Peggy Butler himself.
It's a different reason.
What is it?
I'll tell you later.
No, man, it's good to see the people in the pod like you. The zippers like you.
I'm glad the zippers like me and I like the zippers.
The zippers?
And I know I said the zippers and then I said the zippers because I thought you didn't hear me say the zippers the first time. I thought, look, you can't talk about flubs today because you took about 80 times to start this podcast.
I've done this intro 3 times because I've had too many Tesco's gluten-free and just slices.
Are they gluten-free?
Yes.
I'll have to try one after because I hope. Did Mike eat the last?
I will always have 3 and I'm hoping that he'll have 2. But I got you sweets, so...
I know, but I want your sweets. You got me these Mike and X Mega Mix.
Yeah, you're a weird guy who likes American candy. You know? You have enough of it in your van.
I don't have a van, but I've sweets filled for it.
How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, really good. How are you doing?
I don't like that it's getting cold.
Me neither. I hate that weather change, and you can sense it in the air, can't you?
Well, yeah, of course. That's the way weather works.
That's why weather works. That's why I said it, because that's the way weather works.
What about when people go see my auntie? See when the weather's going to turn, she feels it in her knee. Does she?
Well, maybe she has arthritis and they feel it more in the knee when it gets cold.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
Because I dislocated my wrist whenever I was 18 falling off a bike. And that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure, you fell off a bike a lot.
I fell off a push bike when I was 18 or 19.
What's a push bike?
Bicycle.
Just like a normal bike? What's the difference between a push bike and a non-push
Because
bike?
I think if you say bike, people might think you mean motorbike.
Right.
Which is when I went to A&E and I said, I've fallen off my bike. The woman looked at because I'm over 18, I'm not a child. And she went, a motorbike? And I said, no, a bicycle. Right. But yeah, so I don't feel weather there, but I will feel it if
you don't feel weather there at all.
I don't feel weather in it, but I'll feel if there's a villain around. I'll feel that.
A villain,
yeah.
Right. What's an example of a villain you've been around that you felt?
Just like an international murderer or something. I'll be able to pick him up pretty quick in my wrist.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but I always say when the weather's really good, I always say I love wearing shorts, and I say. I'm just going to wear shorts all year round because it's easier. I like it. They're comfy. And then as soon as it gets slightly bad weather for one day, I go, I'm going to wear trousers again.
Yeah, I know you do that every year.
Yeah.
I know you do. And that's just you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the sort of things you do.
Last time you were on, we got kind of deep. We got really into it. We talked about the meaning of life and happiness and all that kind of thing. But let's just be silly today. How about that?
Oh, let's just have a goofy time today. And then I came back on when Kieran was here and we tried Banshee Bones. Which was a revelation to me.
See, if I had have known what we were going to... What do you call it when you... Dan, you wear glasses. What do you call it when people do a thing with stock where they, like, big something up beforehand, but they've already bought stock in it?
Oh.
Is this
inflate? Do you inflate it?
What?
Insider trading.
Insider trading.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done. We should have bought stocks in Banshee Bones.
And then big
talked about it in the episode because every bastard now is like, oh mate, tagging me and they're them buying Banshee Bones because Tato wouldn't have been shifting like they'd have been selling, but not that many. Like we've made that famous.
Yeah, the stocks have definitely rose because it's called pump and dump as well, which also could be something else. But yeah, in the crypto market, because I'm getting into crypto now,
you're getting in now.
Yeah,
it's not the time to get in.
This is the best time to get into it. They say.
What? Oh, they're never not gonna say that
because I'm doing it right now. I'm saying bye.
When are they ever gonna go, mate? We need your money, but this is the worst time to be doing this. So you're getting into crypto?
Nah, I have crypto already. Truthfully, Colin's podcast producer Niall, like at your gig last year, was talking to us about who else was.
He was giving a presentation backstage.
Yeah, he did. Like he had keynote slides and stuff, and then he basically talked me. It was me. Oh, Shane Walsh into buying like 100 XRP coins.
Yeah.
And we bought, and they, to be fair, they have gained money since then.
How much, bro?
But I think we bought them for 100 quid and now they're up to like 400.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty decent. Yeah, shout out to Niall for that recommendation.
I'd just sell and get out. Like you know when you watch a movie, right? And a movie, and there's
yeah,
there's like.
And what Niall gives a presentation in it.
You know when you watch a movie, there's always a point where the person could get out of whatever situation they're in. Like, for example, I just watched Cocaine Kings.
Right.
Right? And it's the same story. Pablo Escobar, any of these guys, it's like when you're worth like 5 billion or something and you've not been killed, get out of the game. But is it doing it's an addiction to money and power?
They double down. They think they're invincible. They think they can't be stopped.
I'm always like, get out. Like, same with like horror movies and all.
You're sensible. Yeah, you're the type of guy who puts like a bet on like for a $5 and it wins. You cash out. It's about to win 20 quid and you cash out at 11.87.
I bet once in my life, my dad's mate placed a bet for me because I was a child. The Grand National, my dad. Again,
why'd your dad not do it? Why'd your dad's mate have to place the bet?
Because it goes against our religion.
Oh right, what's your betting religion against?
No. Our religion doesn't let you go in and place bets.
What religion are you? What weird religion are you a part of? Is there?
What's weird about being Amish?
But I love it in Northern Ireland.
My dad's mate goes, if you want, like I'm going to put it. He was a gambler, right? So he was like, I'll go in, I'll put not like too bad level,
no.
But anyway, he goes, I'm putting a bet on. Just want to do a bet. And my dad goes, here's a $5 for me, $5 for him. He goes, you pick a horse. I picked it, and it won, and I won 70 quid when it was about like 10.
Wow.
So that was unbelievable. And my dad goes, what like made it so bad was I was like, £70, here's what I could spend it on. And my dad goes, his mate was called Tom, right? And he goes, you'll have to buy Tom, like a 6-pack thing for putting the bet on for you. Meaning a 6-pack of beer, which back then was probably like 4 quid.
Yeah.
And I was like,
freaking out.
That's my money. I, for some reason, because my dad went to the gym with this guy, thought he meant, those like ab machines, like your perfect 6-pack. I was like, that's going to be more than 70 quid. I want to bet and I'm going to owe Tom 58 quid. My dad was like, why are you devastated? You got to buy this guy 6 cans of beer? I was like, oh, right, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, you were about to buy him pec implants or something.
Yeah.
Flying him over to Turkey and all. He's like a 6-pack, going to be exotic.
Tom wants a timeshare in Lanzarote for placing that bet for you.
It's like Tom and your dad's scheme just to get you to buy it, just to get them involved in something.
My dad knew that guy because they used to go to this gym in East Belfast, which like, let's say some of the guys were in unbelievable shape and it might not just have been the curls they were doing. And it was unreal. Like proper bodybuilders. Yeah. And it was just like like, you know what I mean? It was just like weights.
I imagine the gym in the 90s, because there's no like, you wouldn't have had TV screens about. No. Probably wouldn't have had like a music system. But would you have had?
There was a music system. There was a top of the range hi-fi. And when you walked, you had a key for this place. It was in an industrial estate in East Belfast. And you walked in. And you might have been the only ones there. So my dad worked out with this guy, and I would just like tag along, obviously. And you could put on whatever music you wanted. And there was this hi-fi, and they had like all these class dance CDs, and you could just pump it.
I like the idea of, do you know why when you go to a gym you can have like an MP3 player or your Bluetooth phone
MP3 player?
I know, like, or like an iPod or whatever. You can iPhone or whatever. Like in the 90s they have just cassette players just strapped to them while they're lifting weights and stuff, or big Walkmans. Your
references were just slightly 5 years ago, like more than 5 years. You're like, that's how you know. MP3 player and iPod.
In my mind that just came out last year. What do people use now to listen to music on the just phone?
Just phone. I think people just use a phone. But like you said, there was the cassette tape player, and then you would have the earphones around the neck, but there were wee thin ones with wee tiny bits of foam.
Yes,
that was the bodybuilders loved it, and fingerless gloves. Yeah, and the weight belts.
Yeah,
and so much noise.
It was real fashion statements. That's because the headphones were blasting music, just opening the door. They couldn't hear, so they had to hear themselves going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That was the static.
I don't know. We started talking. Can we start talking about this?
Sure.
Something I want to introduce in this podcast is the feature mugged. Who's been mugged recently? Have you been mugged? And that basically means like something unfortunate or unlucky has happened. I mugged someone 10 minutes before we started recording this podcast.
Was I here?
No.
Oh, so it was just before I came.
I was in Hollywood. I'm in the shop. There's a queue of like 2 people in front of me. I'm the third. And I've been waiting a while, and there's just 1 till open, and somewhere there should be 3. And this like very middle class woman walks in, and she goes up straight to the woman serving and goes, "Is there nobody else serving?" And like obviously the answer is no. And the girl working there goes, "No, I'm so sorry, but we're understaffed." And the woman goes, "Right, it's just she looks at the queue and goes, "It's just I'm in a bit of a rush." All she's buying is Link shower gel. When are you ever in a panic situation where you're like, the only thing I need is Lynx Africa shower gel?
Yeah, and if I don't get it on my body in the next 10 minutes...
It probably wasn't for her. But her husband's rang her and going, love, I can't like, say... They're not going to let me say too much here. But if you don't get me...
It's the new Taken movie.
If you don't get me... What other Lynx flavours are there? Java. If you don't get me Lynx Java in the next 3 minutes, they're going to shoot me. You know, she needed it. But here's what I mugged her. Because I wasn't in a rush.
Right.
And she looked at the queue, and I could have just gone, you can go ahead of me, it doesn't matter. I didn't.
You didn't.
I looked straight ahead like I didn't hear.
You made her go behind you.
But do you think that's sly of me? Would you just let the person go ahead? Because I thought she was quite rude to the girl that was working there.
It's more of an inadvertent mug when you think about it, because she doesn't know your situation. You know, you might be in a hurry to go somewhere.
Oh, I needed those gluten-free angel slices.
I mean, to be fair, you really did. Like, when I came in here, you were fucking crumbs all over your face.
Like Godzilla running around.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it is kind of still a mug off, because you could have just did it. But then again, she was only getting Lynx shower gel. You know what I mean? Like,
but there's something in my mind sometimes if I see situations like this where I go,
you want to make it worse.
Yes.
Or you want to be an inconvenience to the situation. Yeah. That's what we specialize in. It's like minor inconvenience. We're not like pranksters. We're just minor inconvenience.
Put someone out slightly. But if you could tell she was lovely.
Right.
If she comes up, oh, I'm in a wee bit of a rush here, son. You might. No problem at all. But it was just the fact that it would really inconvenience her for me to not move.
Yes.
I enjoyed.
And look, makes you happy. That's good for you. I had one recently. I was getting, I'll not say the provider, but it was I was getting a delivery to my house.
Oh, I wonder, was it? Let me see. Amazon?
No, it actually wasn't. It wasn't. It usually is Amazon, but this was a third-party delivery place because
you were getting some weird thing delivered.
I just don't know. It was something for the house. It was like a light shade or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. Made out of force kids.
Fuck, yours would be on it. But yeah, so I was getting something delivered, and I'm upstairs in my office room doing computer work, whatever. I have a doorbell in my house. I have a Ring doorbell. So someone rings it, I get to see. They come up on my phone. All the devices.
It's a sponsored raid.
Yeah. Shout out to Ring, looking after my Ring. But they. So I have that doorbell, so I know when someone's at the house what to do. Because I can't downstairs can't hear. You know what I mean? Door knock, can't hear it. So I'm sitting up there doing my work, and then I hear the door actually knock, but no ring. And luckily,
old school to knock.
Was it? And I was like, oh, flip's sake, that guy, why didn't he just ring the doorbell? Like, I have to go down. So I go down, and he is walking towards his van. So he's already, like, I don't know what his deal is.
Sorry, package in hand?
No, going to get the package. So he went, knocked the door, and then went back to his van to get the package. Now, the package wasn't bit. You could have carried it in the one run. I don't know what his deal was. Knocked the door. Goes to get the package, and then I see him across the street getting the package. I'm just standing at the door, like, waiting on him. Yeah. He comes over, and his head's, like, buried into his wee form or whatever. And I was like, trying to be friendly, being like, did you miss a doorbell, mate? Like that, right? Now, I thought that was friendly. It apparently wasn't. Because then he said, did you not see the rain? And it was mizzling, like slight, like wasn't hailstone, it was a slight mizzle. And I was like, I thought he misheard me then. And I went, oh, the door, did you not hear the door? Or did you not see the doorbell? Because I was like, what the fuck's this guy bringing up rain for? And then he repeated it again. He goes, did you not see the rain? Handed me the package. He's angry now. Now, I was then pissed off, and he's bald as well. And so as he was walking away, I went...
That made you more pissed off?
No, because this is what I said to him then after, because he went, oh, did you not see the rain? And then walked off angry, and I went, well, at least your hair didn't get wet. And then I just closed the door on him and walked away. And he was fucking livid. I slammed the door in his face. Bald cunt. Sorry. I got really angry.
So he... So a couple of things.
Shout out to Hermes.
I think you saying, I thought that was his name. I think you saying, did you not miss the doorbell? Is really rude.
But I was trying to be friendly at the start. I was like, did you not see a doorbell, mate? Like I said, mate, Like, say it.
Oh, what do you think he's gonna say that? Like, oh, let's go play tennis.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be cool with it.
Yeah.
I was. Do you know what? In hindsight, it was. I shouldn't have been such a bad person. I was a bad person.
I think there's fault on both sides there, but I also think I would be very careful not to piss off delivery drivers because he knows your address.
I live. Oh yeah. He's robbing my house right at this moment.
He can probably he could direct loads of stuff to your house. Things people don't want. He goes day and night. Just go to that fella's door.
I'd take it.
So you think like now because you have that you don't expect that. You don't really get that anymore, do you? The old door now.
When you have a doorbell, you shouldn't. Like, it's a big doorbell. It's not like just a little button. It's like this is the doorbell.
I think I still might knock.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of my doorbell at my last house didn't work. So in my head, when I see other people's doorbells, I go, well, that might not work.
You just assume every doorbell doesn't work.
So I rang the doorbell, yeah.
Right.
But you have that big thing out the front of your house. We've talked about this in the podcast before.
He could have put it in there.
Yeah.
But he didn't. For some reason.
I still don't know why he'll go to you, go get the thing and then come back. Because that's more time in the rain.
And it wasn't even raining, really. It was the slightest mizzle. And how does the rain obscure him from seeing a doorbell? This was my whole. I didn't make the connection he was trying to make.
Yeah.
But either way, I hope he's doing well.
I think it's sly as well. You said to him about his hair.
Yeah, but he pissed me off.
Right.
He's being rude. I was being rude. We were both being rude. Yeah, I was totally at fault when I look back.
Yeah. I do a thing that I don't know if it's rude, but I'm overly trying not to be rude to the point where I think it comes across as rude.
Right.
If I ask for a bill in places, I always go, sometimes I'll go, here, can we get the bill? And no rush at all. I'm basically saying, I know you're probably up against it. There's loads of other tables here. I'm not going anywhere quick. So bring the bill, but whenever you get a chance. But I then have said that before and seen people go, right? And then they bring it over really quick. As if I'm going, bring it over. And then being sarcastic, saying, just when you get a chance. As in, like, you're fucking taking ages with everything else. But that's not the way I mean it.
I think you should drop that, though.
Right.
I think you just go, can we just get the bill, please?
Yeah. La cuenta, por favor?
Yeah, if you're somewhere that speaks that language, yeah, that's what you say. But in Northern Ireland, if you're saying that, that's probably why they're not bringing you the bill quick enough.
Yeah.
You're still in Tenerife.
La cuenta, por favor, when you get a chance. I'd love to be in Tenerife.
I'm going to book it next April, I think.
Remember we went to Tenerife for your 30th birthday party, which was weird that we did that.
But it was great.
It was really good.
We had the water park, Siam Park.
Yeah.
Me, you, Ryan. Dave just sort of sat chilling.
And David Mead. I mean, it's like a weird reality TV series. Speaking of mugged, I've got to tell you a story.
Right.
That I have found recently.
Okay.
So I've been looking for people that have been, because like we might have been mugged like slightly, you know what I mean, like recently, like
me and you, or
just
we probably. feel like we get mugged more times than we don't get mugged.
I get mugged a lot.
And most of it's your own fault.
I got asked to do an audition recently, and I thought I was the only person being asked to do it.
Why would you think that?
Because of the way.
Why would you? You're like, I think all doorbells are broke, and I'm the only one that gets asked to auditions. You have these weird assumptions that you have.
Because of the way it was framed a bit, I misunderstood. For a couple, I'll tell you after, but I thought it was basically being said, audition for this and look, and I thought it was one of those ones where it's like, listen, all you need to do is fucking send the tape and you got it. I told Dave about it and was like, I've got this audition, pretty excited about it. Sent him my audition tape and was like, what do you think, Addy? He's like, yeah, it's fucking great. And then about a day later, Dave phones me and goes, man, I just auditioned for exactly the same thing. I was like, I know how I'm going to be mugged here. He'll get it.
Yeah.
He'll get it. And he genuinely was like, because we're obviously best mates, he goes, mate, do you want me to like not do it? And I went, yeah. No, I didn't. I said, no, I would like it if you got it, because I there's something about being mugged that's fun.
Oh, yeah.
When it's a mate and then you can laugh about it.
Oh, yeah. Look, if it's a good mug, it's a good mug, regardless if it happens to you or not.
Speaking of good mugs, Shopify.
Oh, dear.
The new Tea With Me podcast mugs are here. Look at the size of that.
I was going to say, that's a big
15-ounce mug, Dan, right or wrong?
15.
What other features has it got, Dan? Because you're the man behind it. You're the architect.
It can be dishwashed.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Holy, are we living in the future?
What else could you Could you walk around the park with us?
Yeah,
Theoretically?
theoretically, if you're careful not to drop it, yeah.
Can you
park
you could drink it upstairs in the house or downstairs?
Both. It's very versatile.
Wow.
Yeah. And all days of the week you could drink out of this?
Pretty much, yeah. All liquids are held within it.
You know what I'd say is good about this as well? Say if you're in an office environment
Sure.
where people like you have a mug but people will just take it or drink out of it. Nothing is this size and shape. So people will be like, oh, that's his mug, don't have that. You know what I mean?
Or they'll see it and go, that's his mug, I need to get one. So they go on and buy themselves one. And then the whole office now has tea with me mug. And that becomes a whole thing because they're going, whose tea with me mug's at? You know
Then it becomes a whole thing, and then I buy Tesco. Like, we buy Tesco with the Patreon money, and then I just get the angel slices.
No.
Instead of sent to shops, I get them sent directly into my face because I love it. You wouldn't like them, don't have one. So I'm going to tell you a story about a guy getting like really mugged. Oh, Mike's having one. Hopefully he's...
Oh, is Mike having the final angel slice? Oh, he threw the box at you? Hi, insulting, yeah.
Oh, there's one in it. Don't do that.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Don't, because we're going to have some date after this and I can't have eaten. Have I had 4 or 3?
Oh.
I can't. You're a fucking piece of shit. People don't like it when I eat on the podcast, so I'm actually not going to eat these.
No. Oh, whoa, that took a lot of strength. Hey, you alright? It's alright. Don't worry.
Okay, here's a guy getting really mugged. So no matter how much you've been mugged this week, if you're someone listening or watching and you're like, I've actually been mugged, you know what I mean? Got framed, ended up in Magabry. This guy has been mugged more. A village in northern Spain called Sodeto. You been?
Nope.
Be weird if you had it. There's like a couple hundred people live there. It's a remote, unremarkable farming community, and unemployment was really high because of the Spanish economic crisis. So there was a lot of farmers that lived in this place that were like all very heavily in debt. And one December morning, what used to happen is the entire village clubbed in to do like a sweepstake for the lottery, for the Spanish lottery. So they all get together, they enter, and you can put in like, I don't know, the equivalent to like £1 or £10 or whatever. So the village is entering the lottery basically, and if one gets a winning ticket, it's split between them all.
That's great.
And they won it. They won it one December morning. The entire village won the Spanish lottery jackpot, which is known as El Gordo, which I genuinely thought was just Spanish for Gordon. Mm-hmm. El Gordo is Spanish for the fat one. Any of my mates that are fat, I'm going to start referring to as El Gordo, and they'll be like, oh, what is that? And I go, no, it's legend in Spanish. All right, El Gordo. So it happened on the 22nd of December. 58268 was the winning number, and more than 100 million euros was the jackpot. So everyone's in on it. So when the village finds out they've all won. All these farmers are in debt, blah blah, and people thought it was like fake and it wasn't true. But there's a guy called this week's guy that's been mugged is Kostas Mistaka.
Is he Asian?
Is Kostas. So Kostas is a Greek guy that had been living in the village since 2006.
Oh.
And he didn't know that they did this lottery thing. He's the only guy in this entire village. 250 people live there, and 249 of them every week do this lottery thing. And he just moved there like not that long ago, so he didn't know what the crack was. And they won over £100 million. He didn't buy a ticket, and he genuinely just said, like, you know what? I hope they all enjoy it. And he was living there because he was working on a house, and he decided to just stay in the village. He's like, I just like the atmosphere here.
So they're all flaunting about the village with like 250k each, and he's just like...
All the farmers, like, could you imagine, like, I'm sure they just, like, they got alloys on the tractors, you know what I mean, like spoilers, like, decked out.
Do you know where I thought you were going with that story? I thought you were going to say, and this is something you would definitely do, is... You were going to say the person whose ticket that it was in the village that won just left the village and took the money and just...
I wouldn't do that. What I would do is every week there'd be someone in the village that was in charge of going to like buy the tickets with everyone's number, and I would be the guy that like the winning number would come in, and they'd go, that's our number, we won, and I'd be celebrating too, and then like the next day I go, fuck's sake, you're not gonna believe this. I went to the shop to do that, but then I realised I had gluten-free angel slices, so I just spent everyone's money on those. But this guy, so everybody, this was in 2006, and everybody won. 250 people popping champagne.
Wow.
But this guy is a filmmaker, and he got his recording equipment out, started making a documentary, which has been seen like by millions and millions of people. So it actually worked out okay.
There you go. There he just shows
he's probably crying behind the camera. Let's get another shot of you fuck with the confetti here. Yeah. And I'll go back to my one bed. So shout out, good. Kostas is the guy that's been mugged this week. And can I just say, in the picture here, he's sitting there like fuck, I don't really, good luck to them, I don't really care. But you can see in his eyes, he cares.
He cares a little
and
bit.
I think he's probably thinking that if he hangs about the village for a long time, someone will be like, Kostas, we'll sort you out.
Yeah,
here.
he'll get some hand-me-downs.
They're not sorting him out.
They're not
sorting Kostas out.
Yeah. If I think they're taking money from him.
Surely, though, well, that maybe sounds bad to say, but I was going to say,
racist.
If he was from the village and he hadn't bought it, he was the only one without a ticket, it wouldn't have cost everyone much to all chuck in a few grand each to give him a share. But if it's a guy who's just moved there recently and you're going, mate, we've been doing this for years, what do you do?
I don't know, like I think as a village you should have, like, if you want to be seen as like a nice ambassador for Spanish villages, you just you give him a little give him a
few quid, like
palm that, wet his hand a wee bit, you know what I mean?
A roast turkey dinner with all the trimmings.
Just how you do.
If you won 100 million,
yeah,
do you think you'd be able to handle it, or do you think it would ruin your life?
I mean, you know me.
It would ruin your life. You would be a monster. Oh my god! If you won 100 million, here's the thing: you would invest. I think you get really fat because you'd invest in so much like technology that you wouldn't do anything for yourself.
No,
you'd have a wee button that would do anything, and like a robot called Fenton, who like you're very weird with. When I say he does everything for you, he does everything for you.
Sure.
No, I think you would. I think you'd burn out. As in, I think you would spend it in 3 years.
Oh yeah, easily. I'd buy Bentleys and stuff, and I'd just completely piss it up the wall.
But I think you'd have to do that with a portion of it. Go nuts and mess about. And
you have 100 million, so what? You have to have like an amount. Do you get taxed on lottery money? Does anyone know?
I thought it was tax. I think it's tax free. I think a lot of the time they will say the blah blah tax free. I think that's a draw of it. No,
I think you can either take it as a lump sum or take it in payments. If you take it as a lump sum, I think they take a fair bit off.
Yeah, what nerds taking it in payments? Oh yeah, can I have 10 grand thrice yearly? Yeah. Fuck that! Give me all the money in cash in a duffel bag.
Duffel bag.
I'd spend it that day. I'd just get so much surgery.
Yeah, people like us shouldn't come into big money, I think, because of that reason, because we would just go nuts with it.
What's the thing with people that go public with it? People who are like,
oh yeah,
the champagne and all, and they're holding the big check, but then there's other people who choose to remain anonymous. Why would everyone not remain anonymous?
You must get paid to go public.
Yeah,
I wonder how much the difference is, though. You know what I mean? Because surely if you win 100 million, if they're like, well, if you don't go public, it's only 90 million. You've probably got a better chance in life if you don't go public. Because once people know, although at the same time, that's easy for me to say that and go, you just keep quiet about it. If you had 100 million, how would you be like, how would you be hiding that?
Everyone would know about it.
You come in a floating car to meet up with your mates. You're like, no, it's fucking, my uncle's a mechanic. You hoverboard down from Jupiter in a zero gravity suit. All right, man.
Yeah. But say you got so say they take tax, or let's say you got 70 million by the time all the other flipping admin or whatever's done. So then you got to think, how much money do I just don't touch to have for the rest of my life just to keep? So is it 20 million? Because then you've got 50 million to play with.
It's got to be more.
Really?
But what can you spend that on?
Yeah, surely you get to a point where you're like, I've bought everything.
I think you will. the best feeling probably would be like sorting out friends and family.
That how much do you spend? What is it like?
I make them fight.
Right?
I would get like all my friends together,
Like Django Unchained?
pick even matched people, and go like, you scrap it out with the pool cue. Remember the Joker in Batman?
Yeah.
The winner gets 50 grand. I just sit and watch that for a day. That'll probably be a bit of fun.
That would fill some time.
No, you take care of friends and family, obviously. To the tune, if I have 70 million, maybe spend 20 grand on that.
20 grand?
Yeah. No, I'm only joking. I'd spend
Oh,
like
right. I know,
10
you don't
million,
know,
10
you don't
million,
know.
10 million.
Maybe 10, yeah.
maybe more.
Maybe
But
less.
then you don't want to like, are you not ruining their lives, but are you like,
There's a financial advisor listening to this right now, absolutely pulling their hair out at me and you just being like, yeah, you'd give them 10 million just...
I don't know, man. I don't think I'd want it.
You wouldn't want the responsibility of being a lottery winner?
I think 99 out of 100 times it ruins your life.
Yeah, well, let's say 90 million. Are you still doing stand-up?
Yes, but you're going to lose touch overnight. If you have 90 million, where does the work ethic go? Because what have you got to hustle for? What have you got to work hard for?
Yeah.
It's a bit like when Kanye West makes an album now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he doesn't need it to be like commercially successful.
Yeah,
but back when he's doing like College Dropout and stuff, he does. So I don't know. I'd still do stand up, but I would I'd book Madison Square Garden to try 5 minutes of new stuff, and everyone get 10 grand for going. And I'd make them be like, I'd show them videos of like, when Kim Jong-un like goes to visit like a military base in North Korea and they're all like crying and trying to. I'd be like, double that.
Right.
Double that emotion for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. You try and do stand up, but what else what are you going to talk about other than the fact that you're a multi-millionaire?
Yeah, you're not going to have some relatable material out there. Like.
No. Yeah, I'd be like, do you ever get it when you put your butler's kid through uni? You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna understand that. But what about that guy Michael Carroll from here? That Lotto like guy? He was cool.
Was he the one that bought a Ferrari and crashed it? No.
Well, probably.
There was I used to shoot like car videos and stuff for Charles Hurst and things, and they have like the accident repair center, which is in Dunmurry, and if you go in there, it's like a graveyard for cars. So anytime a car gets crashed or whatever, it's just sitting there, and you would see all the luxury cars that got crashed. So there's like a big Bentley. It's been completely just took like all these and there was the lottery winner's Ferrari, who was completely, apparently he was just driving it around the grass fields and stuff like that, doing donuts on it. And I think Ferrari have officially banned him from ever buying another Ferrari because that's how prestigious they are about the brand.
Well, I would see that as a success
for Ferrari.
If I was ever banned by Ferrari from owning Ferraris, I'd go, look, I've had fun. I've had fun here.
But the Ferrari was completely, it was black. It was meant to be red and it was black because it was burnt.
Oh,
it was just whatever he did to it.
He was the guy who was like, I think he was a bit man.
Yeah, but he's not from here.
Oh, is he?
Oh, he's Scottish?
No, Norfolk.
So there is a guy from here that has fucked up a Ferrari somewhere.
Here. But yeah, I mean, of course you'd just lose grasp of reality. Like,
we already have him. We're not even.
No. Speaking of reality, I want us to. But that guy must have had a link to here or something, or like. There was something.
It's really playing on your mind that he has a link to here.
he was into like paramilitaries.
Isn't it?
No, like as in he was like a fan. You know what I mean? I think he bought new balaclavas for them all or something. He goes, that's sort of cashmere. He goes, I'm gonna get you all really nice.
Really, so for the winter time.
Really nice jackets, bomber jackets and all.
Yeah. Bomber jackets.
So one thing I want us to do is, and this is a mug to whoever suggested this to me. Somebody on the podcast recently went, have you seen that old video clip of Miss Northern Ireland from 1985 on YouTube? Mm-hmm. And I said, no, I haven't. And they went, we should watch that on the podcast. So I got that queued up for you coming in today and said, we're going to watch that thing you told us we should watch. And you said...
I didn't. I've never heard of this before in my life. No. So someone else has.
A comedian friend of ours, has watched this and then written like jokes and notes with a time code and all for coming on here to talk about it. And it's not you, and we're just going to do it anyway. So whoever that is, I apologize.
But that's okay.
So this is before we get into this, right? You seem like the sort of guy that would attend Miss Northern Ireland.
Well, I filmed it. I remember we've talked about this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
So for 2 years, I was the videographer for Miss Northern Ireland in
That's right.
2017, 2018.
So Miss Northern Ireland is a beauty pageant,
Sure.
like old school,
Contest,
traditional.
Old school, yeah.
And what do they do? Like, say I was interested in, like, that was an aspiration of mine. What is the event?
So before the event, there's what's called regional heats. So they'll have them at like local bars in different places. So Dungannon, Omagh.
Yeah, but isn't it called like Miss whatever the place is?
Yeah, so if
So
you...
you'd be like Miss Witherspoons?
Yeah, literally. And one of them, I think my year was like Miss Spice Fusion, because there was a Spice Fusion restaurant in Belfast at the time, and that's where they had it. Miss Spice
Miss
Fusion.
Applegreen Service Station.
So...
Miss Friar Tucks. That probably is one.
It could be. So, yeah, so they do that, and then...
Miss Your Van.
Every girl from the
Say
heat,
every girl again.
then every girl from the heat comes together to have the big event, which is in the Europa Hotel. I don't know if this one's in the Europa Hotel, because I don't know if they were doing it at this point yet.
Is it a big deal?
They would say
The ceremony
yes.
is like the ceremony. Like, is it like a lot of people?
It's
and-
in the Europa ballroom, so whatever, how many that holds, like, and it's just like one night event. Although, like, the whole weekend, the girls go through like wee tasks and things like that. It's not like Big Brother or anything, but it's like because I think they have like, you know,
like Crystal Maze.
yeah, exactly, Fear Factor. It is, so they have to eat locusts and all, and then they but they have different categories. So you'll have like someone who's like gets an award for being the most sporty, or like a sport girl, and then you'll have someone who's a creative arts person, and then this all contributes to whoever becomes the final winner, who's like the most well-rounded person for it, or who's did like a charitable donation type thing. So
Is Miss Northern Ireland way bigger than Mr. Northern? Is Mr. Northern Ireland a separate event?
Mr. Northern Ireland, all they do for that is pick a guy and throw him on the night and go, this is who he is. There's no contest. There's no like...
It's always a barman in the venue they're in. Oh, cheers.
Yeah. I think I won it a few years.
I was going to say, do you think, like... I was going to say in my heyday of looks, but this probably, unfortunately, is my heyday of looks. Do you think I could win Mr. Northern Ireland?
No.
So we're going to look at...
And that's all you need to know.
But if I win the 100 million... That's my mission. I become like, you know, the cat woman. I become like her. The Ken doll guy. That's me.
But you would have to reverse your age, because there's an age limit.
I could afford
you
it.
could do it with that.
I go to Turkey and the guy goes, "What you want, mate?" And I go, "Everything twice."
He gets you all new birth documents and all, so that you're officially 22 and can enter Mr.
Imagine I just now identify as 19.
Yeah,
just go
because that's
like,
the thing
I'm a
now.
19-year-old
I
guy.
identify as a young guy.
Right, so we'll look at this now. I imagine Miss Northern Ireland was bigger back in like the day.
Do you think?
Yes, I think in the 80s it would have been more of a TV thing almost, or like. So we're gonna watch this footage.
Ulster Television. Wow, that's a retro logo.
Oh,
yeah.
look at that. So we've got a water feature to start.
This is like something me and you would make now as a joke.
Yeah. Listen
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miss Northern Ireland 1985. And your hosts, Donna and Eamon Holmes.
Oh
We
no,
pause it there for a
Holmesy.
second. So, couple things in this. Number one, when I saw Miss Northern Ireland 85, I really like the banter that it's just 85-year-old women just going for the title. Whoa.
The seniors division.
I've got a quick story about Dana. So who's the host there? She sang on Eurovision.
Is it Donna or Dana?
Dana.
Right.
She sang. Just what do you think? It's just someone's auntie.
I thought he said Donna.
No, Dana. So
Oh,
she
right.
was the.
Just Donna from the Falls.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm just Donna from the Falls. It's it's Dana who sang for Ireland in Eurovision.
Right.
And I did Monumental with her, that BBC panel show.
Yeah.
She was the Monumental guest, and who had the Wikipedia before it, and she sly dig there for no reason.
That's mugging.
Yeah. So, right, we had to do this thing. And at the end, she was describing how she knew somebody famous or something. And it was like his cousins was married to my whatever. And I said, Dana, this isn't the Jeremy Kyle show. and it killed because Jeremy Kyle show was like very popular at the time, and the timing of it was good, and it absolutely killed. And the producer cut the joke.
That's what happens.
But
That's
she was
TV.
really nice. She was really nice.
Cool.
So
okay.
big shout out to Dana and Eamon Holmes there, who on a recent episode we were talking about, was he a babe or not? Because we're talking about male and female babes. I said Eamon was a babe. Mickey Bartlett and William Thompson said not a babe. But I think here, Eamon is 100% in his pomp, and I think he's a sexy guy.
Yeah, well, he's certainly more sexier here than he is in today's world. Let's.
That's how age works, man.
I suppose. Not to us.
Look at that set.
It's a good shot from Eamon.
Yeah.
It's a great set, yeah. Oh, wee bit of hand holding.
wow.
That was very
Did Eamon do
forward.
the first ever fist
Hello
bump
and
there?
welcome to the Miss Northern Ireland 1985 contest. And we're all here in the Threepenny Bit at Balmoral.
The
Now,
Threepenny
Eamon
Bit?
and I will be taking you through tonight's proceedings. And we really have a great night in store.
Dana
for
seems
you,
a
don't
wee
we,
bit
Eamon?
nervous. Eamon,
We
what's Eamon
certainly
here?
have, Dana. The main object
Eamon and her have the
Fucking
same
right.
haircut.
choose
Yeah.
the most beautiful girl in Northern Ireland. To do that, we
Eamon
have
has a set of lugs on
23
him,
very
doesn't he?
beautiful girls, all of whom have won their way through in various heats around the province over the past few
Eamon's
months.
looking good. He looks like
but
an
only
opera.
one of whom can become Miss Northern Ireland 1985. And as if that wasn't enough to keep you all entertained, we have top cabaret as
It's
well,
not enough.
with pop music from Love
Eamon
Bug
got a mullet.
and a dance group known all over Europe. They're pretty hot stuff by most
Oh, what?
descriptions, but
Pretty
a
hot
slightly
stuff.
different routine, I think. They call it comedy robotics. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Body Check.
Oh, no. So-
What the fuck?
Can we?
What is this? Why is this opening?
So do you know what I love from Holmesy here? There's no lube. There's no fucking about. He just goes, look, Dana's like, welcome to the show. Him and goes, Dana, fuck up a wee second.
Yeah.
Here's some mad bastards who I don't want to say, like, might have face paint on. I don't know.
No.
They've got white gloves. They've got trilbies.
No, he's
and-
African American, isn't he?
Okay. Well, what about his mate in the left there?
Puerto Rican?
No, they're both from Divis. So, if I'm not mistaken,
Divis, Uganda.
1 minute 34. Divis, Uganda. 1 minute. I've injured myself laughing at my own joke. Okay, so I think these guys, if I'm not mistaken, are about to do a comedy body popping dance. 1 minute 34 into the ceremony. Dan, roll that VT. Fuck. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there's more. It's shit so far. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that song?
I don't know, but I'd love it if Eamon was the one in the middle.
How do you know he's not?
Here we go.
Oh. By the way, they rehearsed this.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Nowadays, this is what any groomsmen do at a wedding. Yeah, Dan, fast forward, these fucking nerds.
So how long do they go for?
I don't know, but they've been going for 30 seconds too long already. Oh my
Jesus
god, they're 3
Christ.
minutes in.
The audience watch this?
Oh my god.
Are they... Oh my god.
Oh my god, these guys have been going for 4 minutes. Okay, there we go, there we
So
go.
just
We're out,
before, yeah, 4:53, Dan. Get us to there.
How 80s is that music? Hey, you, the Rocksteady crew.
Oh, they're frozen. They've killed it. They think we've just
We
killed
wore those
that.
glasses on my stag.
We did.
Body checks. Fabulous, isn't it? I've been trying to do that all day. All I've got is a sore neck out of it. Anyway, now
Oh,
on to meet
zinger.
the 23 girls who are taking part in the contest. But first, Aiden's
actually
going to
looks
give us
great.
a rundown on the details
She does look well.
of tonight's
Now,
competition.
maybe the earrings
And
are a
there's
big,
certainly
big,
a lot
big.
at stake. The lucky girl who wins
Here's
tonight
Eamon, who
gets
says every
all
sentence the
this.
same here.
He does.
£600 in cash.
Oh!
This splendid Norwegian Blue Fox jacket
Was
valued
she
at
raging?
£750.
Oh, wow.
And topping the lot, exclusive use of this Hyundai pony car for the year.
That's my
of
current
her
car.
reign as Miss
That's my
Northern
daily
Ireland.
runner.
So,
In addition,
Dan, sorry, can we pause it there? So the prize, if you didn't mishear that, I think 600 squid cash money,
The jacket.
that jacket, and you get to drive a wee Hyundai about the streets.
Are they giving you the car just for the day?
No, I'm going to guess it's a year.
Oh, it's about
I'm
a
gonna
year.
say it's while you're
For
miss.
your reign as Miss Northern Ireland.
And Dan says that as a previous quarter-finalist.
He does.
I don't think the prizes are over because if I'm not mistaken, there's a little bit of Waterford Crystal here, and that might be thrown into the mix. But also, they might be at the point now where they were just like firing shit in the head lying around.
Yeah, raffle tickets.
But why is he aiming every sentence the same?
He does.
The girls are looking forward to the competition. We have a lot of great entrants here, and everything's the same.
That was just how they presented back then.
Okay, hit us down.
Presented by Belmont Photo Service, this magnificent Tyrone Crystal Chalice.
Tyrone
And
Crystal.
of course, tonight's winner automatically goes through to represent Northern Ireland in the Miss United Kingdom contest.
Yeah.
Well, now let's meet our 23 contestants.
Here we go.
And for that, we're going to the beautiful setting of Malone House in Barnett's Park. And remember, each one of these girls has had to win through one of the 6 heats all around the province.
Why does Dana talk about my alter ego, Dean
The
Davidson?
search for Miss Northern Ireland 1985 began in Port Stewart.
Here we go.
From there, would you welcome from left to right?
Here we go.
Jane McMullen, Daniela McPeak, Catherine Shaw.
Why does Danielle
Next,
have Mike
the search
McGovern?
moved to Dungannon.
The one on the left doesn't look happy.
No, she looks like
she's like, they've mugged me off in this purple swimsuit.
And Linda McClure. How about this for a lineup in the Belfast heat?
Oh, wow.
Again from left
By the way,
to right,
I think all these girls are like
Siobhan
20,
McKee,
21. They
Alison
look
Reynolds,
80.
Hilary Shields and Tanya Strain.
Oh, look at that's
The
a
fourth
bit
heat
revealing,
of
that
this
one
year's
on the right.
competition was held in 5 Mile Town.
Oh, on the
And
right.
4 lucky
On the right,
girls
far
beating
right.
the field.
Oh, you like
Helen
it on the right?
Wilson,
Yeah, she
Andrea
looks
That
McInerney,
perm?
Leandra McFeely and Karen Shevlin. The beauty parade continues from a
Here we go.
Down heat. Please welcome Gillian Barnett.
When's the beauty parade
The one on the
starting?
left looks like a receptionist at an insurance call center.
The one sitting on the left looks like a ghost, Victorian ghost.
Girls who shone in Ballymena. Meet Linda Brotherston, Sinead McCarthy.
I seen the one on right on
and
Tinder.
Jacqueline
This is someone's
Fritters.
granny we're talking about here.
Those then are the girls, all competing
These girls all
for
have
the
menopause
title.
now.
Miss
Granny,
Northern
were you ever on
Ireland,
TV? I had my dude out for
1985.
Eamon Holmes. And then we shot the show.
My dude out for Eamon Holmes. Sounds like a country song you'd hear in Ballycastle.
Oh, that was a hell of a lot of fun.
Wow, do you know what? I want us to find a full recording of that and do a Patreon episode where we watch the full thing.
Dan, can you... Dan, can you try and please find who won Miss Northern Ireland 1985?
Yeah, do a little Google there, see if we can, and we'll do a bit of research on her. Wow.
That was great. I enjoy the like glamour or attempted glamour of that back in the day.
Yeah.
And I like that nowadays, if you tried to do something like that, it would just be seen as like uncool or like. I like it when you try and make things like fucking a bit grander than they are, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think that's actually it's a cool piece of history to look back on. They used to do. You wouldn't be going through to Miss World after this. You would go through to who's it say there?
Miss UK, Linda Brotherston. I heard her mentioned in the thing. Can we get an image, Dan?
Yes, do a
Linda
Google
Brotherston.
image search, Dan. Give the boys a little look.
That could be her, second from the left. Yeah, that could be Linda. Is that our Linda there? I mean,
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Linda.
Yeah, big fan.
The I say you used to go through to the Miss UK heat then, but now you just go straight through to Miss World.
Oh,
so you
yeah?
used to have to go Miss Northern Ireland, Miss UK, and then you'd go to Miss World. So like no one from Northern Ireland really went. I think Alison Campbell's maybe the first.
I don't think beauty pageants will be allowed in a couple of
next
years.
year.
You'll be
Yeah,
like, you can't judge, because that's what, like, you're literally. I know there's more to it, where it's like, what do you want most? Like world peace. It's like, do you, or do you want 20,000 more Instagram followers?
Yeah, that's what it's for at the minute. Like,
Do you, or do you want to never have to pay for a sunbed again in Finnegy, where you live? You know what I mean?
only times.
Is that the dream?
Yeah.
But that was a very good joke.
Thank you.
But I just think you're not going to be allowed to judge people by their beauty like that. Which is like, we all do that. Like, you don't do that without thinking every day to everybody you meet.
Well, yeah, the first thing you do when you see someone is see them and look and go, what am I thinking?
Apparently, as a guy, when you see another guy, your first thought is, could you beat him in a fight? Because it's like it's like a primitive thing. Would I be able to protect myself against this unknown person? And the answer for me is always, aye.
Yeah. Maybe not consciously, I think, but maybe deep in my subconscious. Yeah, I'm just constantly thinking about.
What is deep in your subconscious?
I don't want to dig there.
Bald Hermes delivery drivers. Is it Hermes or Hermes?
I don't know.
Mike, is it Hermes or Hermes?
Hermes.
Hermes?
I had that last
That's
year.
what he has. Do you have that? No.
No.
Do you want it?
Sure.
Can arrange a guy.
Imagine we give me herpes as a Patreon episode.
Yeah, because we're going to do a series where we put Jordan Robinson through a lot of, like real physical, like scary things in case his heart goes. So we could do that with you. We could just try and give you different STIs.
Yeah, good luck.
That'd be tough. Try and get rid of them.
Yeah.
One thing I want to finish up talking about is you got a. I was delighted for you. You're going to be in a musical. You landed yourself a role, which is great. Unlike me, who gets mugged every audition I go for. But yeah, you're going to be West Side Story.
I'm going to be in West Side Story in Belfast at the Grand Opera House, newly refurbished next May.
Is that his full title?
Grand Opera House, fully refurbished, brand new. Then that's what they call it now.
Yeah, that's gonna be class in May. You love musicals and all, do you?
Oh, I do. I know. Yeah. You'll get a kick out of this. My character. What age? What do you think he's meant to be?
I'd love it if it was like 17.
I mean, not far. 22.
Okay. Are you going to Turkey before the show or? Imagine you showed up with a fully prosthetic face. You're like, sorry, I just really
like
wanted
Hannibal
this
Lecter.
role. Yeah.
Just wearing a young guy's face. What
was the audition like?
Intense. It was very
That's
just
what it's like?
load of small sounds like that. It was.
Remember, I went for the guy asked me, would I want to be the player? I was like, maybe. He goes, come and give us a song and a dance, and I was like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I talked to you out of the podcast.
I can't remember that now.
It was I went to meet a guy in the Lyric, and he goes, want you to be in this play, and it was gonna be like good. It was in a good place. It was good people in it, and I went, yeah, sounds good, but I didn't know it was a musical. I thought it was just a play.
Are you allowed to say the name of the musical? It wasn't Good Vibrations, was it?
No.
Oh, that's okay.
Another word for a doorman. Do you know what it is? Yeah.
No.
Do you? No. It was called Bouncers.
I do. Oh yeah, Bouncers.
And it was just an initial like, would you be interested in doing this? And I was like, yeah, because I think I'd said around the time I want to do a play of so I'd love to.
You want to do more serious acting too, don't you?
Yes. Yes I do.
Yeah. That's
Give me any emotion to play. Tell me like right now.
Confused. Holy shit! Is this Daniel Day-Lewis in front of me right now? All right, now emotionally hurt. I think that's good. Yeah, you've great range. Oh, the emotion's taking over you. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
that's good.
So the guy goes, yeah, just give us a song and a dance, and I was like, no, I'm not going to give anyone ever a song and a dance.
Did they want you to show up with like sheet music and stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. So yeah, basically I had to sing, dance, act. You have to do the whole three things that you're going to do in the show.
You feel good about it at the time when you did it?
When I did the singing, it was good, but I went off tempo with the song. I had to do a little bit, so that annoyed me. But then it's not the biggest deal because you're more concerned about like the notes. So as long as you're hitting your notes, it's kind of okay, which was fine. And then so I came out of that, I was all right. And then did the dance audition. You do the dance like 4 or 5 times. First 3 times was fine, and the last 2, I think I was just like, oh, fuck. And then I just lost focus and sort of flubbed a few of it. But by that point, they had already seen that like I did it fine the first few times, and then the acting was really good. That was probably my strongest. So
I just hate like how long you have to rehearse that for.
So I have to rehearsal start in January, and then the show's in May. So it's like
fuck
that. But look, it is long, but it's not long too.
Here's what I'd be a fan of. 3 days of rehearsals. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we see what happens.
We see what happens.
I did one play. You remember this? Years ago, I did a play.
Yeah.
And
the wee schoolboy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's all because I remember you were in a wee schoolboy's uniform. That's all I remember.
Yeah. I wasn't at any point, but okay.
You were.
No.
Yeah, you were.
Nope. There was no school uniform.
Oh right. Okay. Sorry.
And
I thought there was something.
No, that was just personal. But
sorry.
But I remember a guy during it skipped about 7 pages.
Oh.
And I brought him back.
Oh. That's tough. Like, yeah. So that's why you rehearse for so long, because it has to be, musicals have to be like, tight. There's no room for like, oh, I missed a line or whatever.
Yeah.
It's intense. But look, I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be great fun, and you'll get to go watch it, and you'll have more of a laugh than anyone.
So me and Dave were talking about going to see it, and
you will have
and going for a cocktail night, showing up blitzed, heckling you like.
If you're getting fruit, something like that. If you're going to
does your husband do you this too, mate? As I slurp a big daiquiri.
I love that.
And have a drink.
Yeah. If you're getting seats, the best place to sit is in the circle.
No, I'll be sitting on stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't want to put you off, but
get a box.
I'll be on stage.
But you'll have a great laugh at it because you'll think it's a real silly time.
Right.
You'll see it and go, "What's he doing?"
Yeah.
And that'll be fun for you.
What are you wearing for it? You wearing anything weird?
They have probably. I haven't seen any of the costumes yet, but my character would probably wear similar to what I wear anyway. So it's jeans and a bomber jacket, something like that. You know, it's that. Do you know what the play's about or anything? No.
Mate.
I'm not going to. I won't spoil the.
I think you only want to. What musicals would I know? Fucking. None of them.
Mamma Mia.
Oliver. I was in Oliver.
You were
I
in
wasn't in
Oliver?
it. I was part of the school choir. We
That
were
had to sing in the background.
We were brought in to
Outsourced.
carry that play.
Right.
And our P7 teacher, her son, who's head of drama, her son got the lead role as Oliver.
See, it's always someone in the know. It's always someone in the
Because
know.
I didn't audition, but if I had I would have went
For Oliver. Yeah, this is it. Right, that's good. Yet you're an orphan. You want more dinner? Yeah, you want more
Please,
angel
sir.
flicks? Yeah.
Can I have some more? What about that? What I quivered in the middle? Please, sir. Look, see that we nod I do? Because I'm like looking at him being like, say yes. I go, please, sir. Can I have some more?
Your please, sir, needs to be more drawn out. Please, sir.
Yeah. Please, sir. Can I have some more?
You're like a little Victorian ghost.
Oh, that'd be great. That's a role I'm good to play.
I think they'll cast you for it right now, even with the age difference and stuff, just from that performance.
No,
alone.
we're going to see that. We're going to go and see that. Dan's going to go. Mike's going to go.
Have
all
a
the
tea with
sippers
me,
are
staff
going to go.
night out. Yeah,
yeah. Everyone's going to go. It'll be a real nice time.
It'll be good fun.
And the whole time we're going to go, Aaron, Aaron. And we're going with that delivery driver, and he's going to get his own back. Going on stage and fucking smash you open during it.
I always wanted to go to. Do you know why they do like the Frampton fights or like a big boxing?
Going to be a boxer?
No. This is what I've always wanted to do. You're just saying about shouting Aaron or whatever. Yeah. I've always wanted. You know when the main event happens for any, and then like they bring both boxers in the middle of the ring. And there's that like moment where the audience is quiet and the referee's telling them the rules and all. I've always wanted to be there just to be like just sitting in the front row and then just wait to the sides and just go kiss him. Kiss him, just like that, and then just keep saying that the whole time, just until they kiss each other.
I think they'd find that really funny.
I think in the moment,
not beat your fucking...
for a world title fight, I think they would see the humor in it.
Yeah,
it'd be like, that is good.
Well, we can film you doing that and put it on Patreon.
Yeah, let's do it.
And the aftermath.
Yeah.
So,
West
Side Story. But we'll get you on. Will you be on loads before?
I'll be on loads before, but yeah, we'll get on and talk about it more. It's about gang warfare in New York in the 1960s.
You should make it about here. You're talking about gang warfare.
West Belfast side story.
I'm a guy who's in the middle of gang warfare.
Why do your guys always do this?
But he loves it. What? Please, sir, can we have some more?
Can we have some war?
Oh,
Oliver meets West Side Story. So yeah, I get to beat up a bunch of Puerto Ricans.
Well, and then do the play.
And then I do the play.
Guys, patreon.com/teawithmepodcast if you want more content. Bonus episode, live stream, exclusive stuff. It's all happening. Dan, anything else?
No, all good.
Mike, you got anything else?
Discounting the merch, no?
Discount on the merch, Dan. What?
Exec sippers.
Yeah, for executive sippers on Patreon. Mike, you fucking...
Mike. I don't know what his deal is.
Mike, you want to...
more execs, boys.
Well, yeah.
More execs.
You can become an executive producer on Patreon, which is well worth doing.
And potentially a live show.
Live show in Belfast. Can't say too much about it, but let's just say it will be good to be back out there. and being in the limelight, you know.
Oh.
But we can't say where it is or anything like that. You know, speaking of plays, I like A Night in November. We'll be in the limelight. I want to think the 25th. Is it?
I can't confirm that at the minute.
There we go. Guys, thanks very much for listening or watching. As always, we appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you down the road. Mr. Northern Ireland, Aaron Butler.
Thanks for having me.
The Money Toad, we're out.